Welcome to the 2014 Total Lubricants LJ Hooker Rally Xtreme Series. The first event of the 5-round series is based around the country roads in the Hawke's Bay region. The 2013 Rally Xtreme champion Jeff Argyle returns to defend his crown in the Total Lubricants Mitsubishi Evolution 8. Last year's series runner-up Dylan Turner also returns to try and go one better in 2014. Hawke's Bay's Stuart Taylor has won this event for the last 2 years and has never been defeated in a Rally Xtreme round. However, some serious machinery is coming out for this year.
Hi, I'm Alex Kelsey and this is the car I built for Rally Xtreme this year.
Yes, 2014 sees New Zealand's rally version of a supercar, a space-frame Peugeot powered by a V6 Renault race engine.
Can't wait to get into it.
Patrick Malley also has a new Peugeot, his one powered by a Mitsubishi Evo 10 engine. Round 1 of the Total Lubricants LJ Hooker Rally Xtreme Series is brought to you by Tomawana Warehousing and is mainly based around the township of Wairoa. There's some fantastic rally roads in this region. The event has 7 special stages with some very challenging gravel roads, as well as 1 tarmac stage along with a publicity stage. There's tension, much excitement and anticipation as each of the crews warm up their brakes in preparation for Special Stage 1. Special Stage 1 is 27 kilometres long through the well-known rally road Cricklewood. We have a helicopter above to supply footage, however, with these conditions taking a turn for the worse, we don't know how much longer the chopper can stay in the air. First up is defending Hawke's Bay Rally champion Stuart Taylor in the Mitsubishi Evo 10, and Roger, the pressure is on Taylor to make it 3 consecutive Hawke's Bay Rally victories in a row.
He'll have to be on top of his game today, and especially with these road conditions, the weather's getting worse.
So it's Jeff Argyle on the start line in his Mitsubishi Evo 8 sporting the new Total Lubricants livery. Argyle, of course, the defending Rally Xtreme champion.
Yes, Jeff has actually gone to Dunlop tyres this year, so it could take him a little while to get used to it. And again, we can see there, Jamie, there's a bit of rain coming down already.
Very, very tricky conditions early on here for stage number 1 of the Hawke's Bay Rally.
Well, if we have a look at that road and just have a look upstairs here as well, and look how much water is sitting up on the inside of the groove there as the cars go through. Jeff Argyle, he's number 2 on the road, so I guess to be up there, that would be a major advantage because the road will be a lot better. It's only going to get worse from here.
Next up, it's the eagerly awaited debut of Alex Kelsey's Peugeot. MC2, they call it, or Mad Creation 2. What an unbelievable sound as it leaves the line. 3.5 litres of Renault V6 race engine.
Well, you just see it get off the line here. This car is exciting. It just gets off there with no fuss at all. Well, this will be very interesting. The very first stage, as we see it from up in the air, the very first stage Alex has driven, done a bit of testing in this car, and he's very pleased with it at the moment.
It's a beautifully, beautifully built car. There is a lot of anticipation, as we said, about how he's going to go this weekend. Now back on board with Stuart Taylor as he approaches the LJ Hooker stage split. His time, 6:04, that's the benchmark. Speaking of LJ Hooker, here is the LJ Hooker man, Dylan Turner, in his Mitsubishi Evo 8. Second overall in Rally Xtreme last year, Dylan would want a good clean start here to possibly go one better in the series for 2014.
Yes, and Dylan Turner was very tense at the start here. He's determined to have a good start with Xtreme this year. He really wants to win the series, so we could probably see some fireworks first up from Dylan Turner.
Now it's Jeff Argyle's turn through the LJ Hooker stage split. Can the Total Lubricants driver make an early impression on Taylor? No, already 10 seconds down.
And 10 seconds is a lot, so Argyle, he seems to be off the pace at the moment.
Next up is 2013 Paihia Rally winner Nigel Adams in the older version Mitsubishi Evo 5.
Once again, we can see the one-handed, relaxed way of driving the car. And just have a look at those conditions. It seems to be getting a little bit foggy. And the weather's certainly coming in, and just look at what we said earlier with the road. The road's starting to cut up already, Jamie.
Very, very treacherous conditions. Now back with Alex Kelsey. This will be interesting as he heads for the LJ Hooker split. Listen to this thing. Wow, quickest so far up on Taylor, 3 seconds. The pressure is on.
Well, that's sensational. 3 seconds up on the person that's won the Hawke's Bay Rally for the last 2 years. First time in the car. Well, here is Stuart Taylor. He's coming down towards the finish line of the first stage, and what's he going to do it in?
17:51 for Stuart Taylor. Dylan Turner, the next driver, approaching the LJ Hooker stage split. What can he do?
Well, he's looking pretty racy at the moment as he fires into this corner. He's 4 seconds down.
4 seconds slower than Stuart Taylor. Back on board with Kelsey. Listen to the Peugeot V6.
And notice as well that Alex Kelsey's actually got a sequential gearbox with a paddle shift. So you can see his hands there. That's how he shifts gear, basically on the steering wheel.
Not a whole heap of wheel input. The car looks pretty stable early on.
Oh, there's a problem. He's short shifted. He's got a problem here, Jamie.
Oh, well, that's not a good start for Alex Kelsey. He seems to have an issue.
He's in road mode. He's in cruise mode. Yes, definitely in cruise mode. We've got a problem inside this car.
Well, disappointment there for Alex Kelsey. We don't know what the issue is now with Jeff Argyle as he approaches the stage end.
Well down on time too. Look at that, 18:23 versus 17:51 already.
Down to the line now, Argyle, 18 minutes 28. He has lost a lot of time in special stage 1. Next into Cricklewood is the other Peugeot of Patrick and Lindsay Malley. This car is a prototype car powered by a Mitsubishi Evo 10 motor.
I'd say we'll see a lot more of these cars in the future. This is basically a WRC looking car with an Evo 10 engine.
Nigel Adams now within sight of the LJ Hooker stage split. Can he continue on with his good form from 2013?
Nigel Adams, he's always a good starter. He always puts up a good stage first up, and he's done it again so far. He's bang on the same mark as Taylor on the split.
Wayne Pittham's the next driver away in the 27-kilometre opener, and looks like the weather is again taking a further turn for the worse.
And as more and more cars go over the road, there's going to be a bigger problem in terms of road condition.
Back on board with Kelsey. He is in limp mode. Some form of a possible electrical problem. We're not too sure at this early stage. 18:21. He's still faster, though, than Jeff Argyle. Patrick Malley at the stage split. 3 seconds down on Stuart Taylor's pace.
Well, it's all on at the moment when you see that Patrick Malley time. But here's Philip Broadbent, Jamie.
Leaving the start line, he has a new sponsor on board with him this year, Resine Paints, joining the team for 2014.
Yes, it's good to see a company like this get behind a young driver like Philip Broadbent. He's a very spectacular driver. Sometimes the stage times don't come up so well, but you can see there he's just throwing that car around, isn't he, Jamie?
Lots of clay coming up through the gravel. Again, the tricky conditions continue here in the Hawke's Bay, as we've seen for quite a few years with the Hawke's Bay Rally. Dylan Turner now approaching the stage finish. His time, 18:16, well down on Taylor as well. Wayne Pittham's now approaches the LJ Hooker stage splits. 15 seconds down, he's down on that leading group of cars.
Maybe the road conditions are coming into play, but here we're with Nigel Adams, and at 17:46, it looks like this could be a good one for Nigel Adams.
Heading down towards the finish.
Well, there's a 17:51 mark for Taylor, so he's slower than Taylor.
He's not far behind, though. There's the finish there, 17:57.
Very good time for Nigel Adams. We said he was good first up.
Back with Philip Broadbent.
Well, he's got some pace on here, but he's well down on the split, 21 seconds down. He looks fast.
Next over the line is Patrick Malley. How fast is the new Peugeot? 18:04.
Well, that's a great start for Patrick Malley.
Now Wayne Pittham's turn. Remember, he was a bit slower at the split.
Okay, round a slight right-hander, into the left-hander, and then back up the hill towards the finish line. 18:19, 18:21. As he comes through this one and back up over the hill here to the finish line. What's he going to do, Jamie? A bit of understeer there.
And a lot of miss down to the line. 18:31 for Wayne Pittham's.
Well done.
Here comes Philip Broadbent. What can he do?
Well, he's certainly got the race face on, but he's already slower than Wayne Pittham's at this stage, but it could be down to those road conditions.
18:41 for Broadbent. Graham Featherston in his Mitsubishi Evo 7 now with a new sequential gearbox, and it must be definitely working well for him. Second fastest to the split, just a fraction slower than Kelsey. However, Featherston did carry the early momentum on to be second quickest in the opening stage, only 2 seconds behind early rally leader Stu Taylor. Clinton Cunningham at the stage start in the RCK Contractors Mitsubishi Evo 4.
Well, Clinton Cunningham was definitely wound up this morning. He's determined to do well today, and the way he took off there and coming into this series of corners, looks like he's going to be on a charge.
A very good start for Cunningham with a great stage time of 18 minutes 21. 6th fastest, only 3 seconds slower than Dylan Turner. Back for another season of Rally Xtreme action is Neil Marshall from the Taranaki in his Mitsubishi Evo 8.
Well, Neil Marshall has to contend with the bad road conditions, and you can see here, looks like the fog's coming in even more.
With terrible conditions for Marshall, he is slightly down the order, 12th quickest through stage 1. Only 5 seconds separate positions 8 to 12. Already it looks like it will be a very close event. Carl Davies returns for another year of Rally Xtreme, 9th quickest through special stage 1. Series co-sponsor Brian Green returns to the Hawke's Bay. The Palmerston North veteran has plenty of experience over these roads. On the first stage, Cricklewood, the Evo 10 driver, recorded a time just outside the top 10.
But let's remember that there's only 4 or 5 seconds between 13th and 8th place, so it's very, very close at the moment.
And it's also very close at the top, just 2 seconds between Stuart Taylor and Graham Featherston, with Nigel Adams in third ahead of Patrick Malley, Dylan Turner and Clinton Cunningham.
Alex didn't actually get through, well, I guess you did get to the end of the stage, but a few little problems.
Yeah, a few teething problems. I guess that's what we've got to expect. But hey, we got through the stage, so that's a good start.
And as far as the car is concerned, how have you found it handling wise and grunt and everything like that?
Oh, the power, the handling, it just handles like a dream. Just some small teething problems, you know, like I really just drove out of the stage from about 7Ks to go, so that was disappointing, but I can't believe how little time we really lost.
Lee Robson has been another one of the series regulars, and he returns for another crack at Rally Xtreme for 2014.
Yes, he's a strong competitor in the pre-2000 four-wheel drive class, but also he tends to get in the top 10 overall if he makes it through to the finish. These Evo 4s are a very popular and very cheap way to go rallying. In fact, they perform extremely well.
Robson 9th equal with Davies in special stage 1. Quentin Palmer is also a regular competitor in the pre-2000 four-wheel drive class. Palmer usually performs very well, particularly on this event.
Yes, he's had some very good results down here in Hawke's Bay, but unfortunately he's probably got these bad road conditions.
Palmer 17th quickest through the first stage. Jonathan Walker making his Rally Xtreme debut, driving a Mitsubishi Evo 4. He's off to a good start, 13th fastest in stage 1. And as with previous years, Rally Xtreme also caters for the various classes, with Ford Escort driver Anthony Jones taking an early lead in the open two-wheel drive class. Young driver and another newcomer to Rally Xtreme, McRae Sloper in his Honda Civic, is currently 2nd overall in open two-wheel drive. Despite this wee moment, Mike Wheatley 3rd in open two-wheel drive. However, his rally came to an early end when he put his Ford Escort off the road. Competing in his very first rally, Graham Eagles finds himself leading club four-wheel drive in his Subaru Legacy. And he leads that class over fellow Legacy driver and seasoned campaigner Alan Smith. Rick Chalmers in the Pyro Classic Fires-sponsored Honda Civic showed plenty of pace early on, taking a 35-second lead in club two-wheel drive.
And he's driving with some serious commitment. He's flying through there.
And he leads over 17-year-old Tyson Jemmett in his Honda Civic, his very first Rally Xtreme event as well.
Yes, he's done a couple of club rallies, but I tell you what, this young fella, he's got some pace and he's showing it there now. He's not mucking around, so he could be some opposition for Rick Chalmers today.
Roger Goss was the only classic entry, however gearbox problems forced his early exit. So after special stage 1, Nigel Adams, Anthony Jones, Graham Eagles and Rick Chalmers lead their respective classes. welcome back to the Total Lubricants LJ Hooker Rally Xtreme. By his own standards, Dylan Turner will be a little bit disappointed. The LJ Hooker sponsored driver finds himself 49 seconds off the rally leader. Turner will now have to push to climb back up the leaderboard.
He certainly has to. He has to put his head down, and he just hit something there. He's looked at the co-driver, Malcolm Reed, and something has gone wrong. Well, let's look at the replay as he's okay there, but bang, he's just hit something on the inside, and I'd say he's probably ripped out the suspension of that car. And Dylan Turner, Malcolm Reed points to the side of the road, and his rally is done.
Well, disappointment for Dylan Turner, finished second in the Xtreme Series in 2013. Tony McConaughey has now moved into the four-wheel drive ranks after many years of giant-killing performances in his previous Hayabusa-powered Toyota Starlet.
Well, a totally different driving style will be needed with his four-wheel drive car. He's got the experienced Robert Ryan with him beside him, who's won a few national titles, and this thing's let go.
Oh, a big off there for Tony McConaughey.
You're right. Yeah, okay.
Well, what happened? That's the biggest thing. He looked nice and tidy, and he came into that corner and it just let go on the back of it. Just through the replay there, and you can see it just let go all of a sudden.
Might have just clipped the apex next to that bank, but that was a big off for Tony McConaughey.
Got to put hard to brake.
After a great start in the opening stage, Nigel Adams is set to challenge for the rally lead. The Evo 5 driver just 6 seconds away from the top spot.
Well, again, we've got a problem. Just have a listen. He's revving the car going nowhere. He's got no drive.
Gearbox issue, driveline issue. Oh, that is such disappointment for Nigel Adams.
Yes, particularly after that first stage time, Jamie. He was right there, third place, ready to challenge Taylor, and no, he's pulled it over. That could be the end of Adams.
Dave Strong appeared in his familiar S2000 Ford Fiesta. However, his crew have worked hard prior to this event, installing a more powerful Honda V6 engine producing over 400 horsepower. Disappointingly, Strong didn't last long, out early with gearbox issues. Wayne Piddham's currently in 11th place, however only 3 seconds separate him from 8th, so it's very close, just inside the top 10.
Big understeer here, in fact he's pulling the car over.
Just heard the co-driver say a puncher.
No, he's just said he's lost a wheel.
Jonathan Shapley put in a very good stage time in the first stage, however mechanical problems ended his rally in special stage 2. With several top drivers already on the retirement list or striking trouble, Stuart Taylor continues on and is now into the third special stage, 20 kilometres of the fast-flowing Hirahiri Tow Road. Malley produced a blinder in the second stage, taking the lead off Taylor, and the defending Hawke's Bay Rally champion now trails by just 4 seconds.
And you can almost sense that he's aware of it, the way he's driving this car, flat out over there, and he doesn't lift as he goes over the next one. Now Stuart Taylor is coming down towards the end of the stage. Remember, it's 20 kilometres, 12:11 is his stage time.
That's quick.
Stu, looks like you've got a big battle today.
Yeah, it's looking pretty tough there. We tried our best on stage 2, but we obviously fell off the pace a bit. So we just got to carry on improving and make the most of the road position when it's wet. But a lot of that was quite thickly gravelled, and it didn't have any advantage being in the front there.
And Patrick Malley is having a dream debut with his new Peugeot, leading the event now by 4 seconds.
Well, if Patrick Malley can go 12.14 or quicker, he'll keep the rally lead. Now as he comes down to the finish line with a Peugeot 12, 12, 12, 13, here's 12, 14, 12, 15. It's a dead equal between him and Taylor at the moment. Taylor's done a 12, 11, you've done a 12, 15. By my calculations, that's dead equal first place.
Well, it's nice to come home and give the actual homeboys a little bit of a game. So, yeah, to be honest, it was a horrible stage. Absolutely horrible. Didn't like that at all, but looking forward to quicker wood on the next one.
After time lost in stage 1, Neil Marshall is back on the pace now. The Mitsubishi Evo 8 driver now into 3rd place and in a tense battle with Graham Featherston for that position.
And a good stage time for him too, 12:32. Well, it's going to be a big battle because you're now into 3rd place, but you've got a couple of guys right behind you, I think Feathers and Clinton Cunningham.
Yeah, well, we'll just keep doing what we can do and hope for the best.
And here is Graham Featherston. After a flying start, Featherston lost time in special stage 3. If he can go 12.11 or quicker here, he will knock Marshall off that third position.
No, he's gone 12.21, so that means Marshall's in front, third place by 10 seconds.
Clinton Cunningham has been the surprise this morning with stunning pace. 6th quickest through Cricklewood. He backed it up with a 5th fastest in special stage 2.
And he's looking very racy here as he throws his car into the corners. In fact, this is a fantastic start by Clinton Cunningham. He'll be really encouraged.
Cunningham's teammate Lee Robson is moving up the order as well, 7th, and within striking distance of his fellow Evo 4 driver. After early problems, Jeff Argyle dropped down the leaderboard. However, the Total Lubricants sponsored driver is now back in the groove. Argyle is on a charge. On board now with Cunningham in the RCK Mitsubishi as he winds his way down towards the end of stage 3.
12.56, that's a little bit off the pace.
Sorry, car 18 time, 5.6.
Clinton, you've been seriously fast this morning. I think coming into here, you're 5th overall.
Well, that's, yeah, we just sort of played our own game a little bit and tried to develop a rhythm. We had no reception, so we couldn't really see what the times were. Just try to keep it clean and, yeah, like I said, stay in a rhythm.
Next through is Lee Robson. If he goes 12.35 or better, he will move ahead of Cunningham.
12.36 is dead equal with him.
And here's Jeff Argyle with plenty of pace on. If he can go quicker than 12.23, he will pass both of the Evo 4 drivers.
Well, he's looking pretty good at the moment. 12.16, 12.17. Come on, Jeff, put your foot into it. 12.23 is the mark. He's getting very close. 12.23 now, 12.24. Three-way tie. Three-way tie for 5th. Well, it's close here, Jamie, in Hawke's Bay, very close. The tension.
Yeah, we've been grooving tyres and things, experimenting with a new brand of tyres, and we're coming right to what we were. The stage before, we were only about a third of a second down on the Taylor car, so we're getting closer back to where we should be.
Carl Davies has had a solid morning, currently 8th overall, only 25 seconds behind the now 5th place trio. After a sluggish start in special stage 1, Natia panel beater Philip Broadbent has recovered now to be inside the top 10, 21 seconds adrift from Davies.
And again, these outside shops certainly look like Philip Broadbent is throwing his car around. Looks like he has got plenty of pace. The road conditions are going to be better for him now.
Jonathan Walker's debut in Rally Xtreme has been impressive, pushing his Evo 4 into the top 10.
Yes, and he looks fast on the road as well.
Back into Rally Xtreme after a year off is Matt Jensen in his new car, the Xtreme Sumner Mitsubishi Evo 8, currently sits in 11th. While Brian Green is in a battle with Jensen, currently 12th overall, only 7 seconds behind the Evo 8 driver.
And this is a feature of the rally so far. All these little battles right from the start, right through to 15th, 20th place, only seconds between these drivers, so they've got something to aim for.
In the classes, Anthony Jones has further extended his class lead in open two-wheel drive by over 2.5 minutes. And Graham Eagles has also extended his lead in club four-wheel drive, the Subaru Legacy driver, now over a minute in front. And Rick Chalmers continues on with his fast pace in club two-wheel drive. The Honda Civic driver now has a 32nd class lead. So after special stage 3, Stu Taylor and Patrick Malley are tied for the lead ahead of Neil Marshall and Graham Featherston, with Clinton Cunningham, Lee Robson and Jeff Argyle tied for 5th. While Clinton Cunningham leads pre-2000 four-wheel drive, Anthony Jones open two-wheel drive, Graham Eagles club four-wheel drive, Rick Chalmers club two-wheel drive. Welcome back to the first round of the Total Lubricants LJ Hooker Rally Xtreme. The crews now head for a much-needed service break in the township of Wairoa. Some service crews have just a routine check-over, while others have major repairs to deal with. Philip Broadbent requiring brake and suspension repair work. These Wairoa roads have been demanding on these cars. And there's plenty of work going on underneath Nigel Adams' car as they sort out their transmission issues. No problems for the joint rally leaders, both Stuart Taylor and Patrick Malley, only needing the standard routine check-over prior to resuming their titanic battle at the front. onto the second run through Cricklewood, back on board with Stuart Taylor.
Yes, and just have a look at the road second time through. It certainly looks cut up, and the weather conditions, it certainly is overcast. We could probably expect to see a bit of rain this afternoon, but Stu Taylor, right, cutting the apex nice and perfectly. He looks fast through here, Jamie.
Stuart Taylor is ever smooth and fast. Patrick Malley driving hard. The pressure is really on these two drivers under very extreme conditions.
Yes, let's remember who gets the end of this stage will probably take the rally lead as we see Stuart Taylor winding down towards the finish here.
There's the line there, 17:32, 19 seconds quicker than special stage 1. On board with Malley, can he stay on top of the leaderboard? 17:36, Taylor has a 4-second lead. Brian Green's rally came to an end in Cricklewood 2. Rear diff failure caused the Evo 10 to withdraw from the event. While Philip Broadbent had a lucky escape in this stage, the Evo 8 spun, almost ending up down a bank. Looks like the rain has made these roads very, very slippery. Next up is the Pyro Classic Fires Power Stage. 17 kilometres through Mohaka Coach, and it's still close for that top spot on the leaderboard.
Yes, 4 seconds between the two of them, and the rain's just starting to come down again. And look at the road here, it looks very slippery across the top as Stuart Taylor fires it in there. He's trying to keep this car nice and straight and tidy, and he's doing a damn good job through that corner.
Pressure is on Patrick Malley, only 4 seconds in the event. Malley has still got a good chance of regaining the lead here. Neil Marshall now third overall, however the Taranaki driver can't relax. He only has a 17-second buffer over Graham Featherston. On board with Stuart Taylor as he approaches the Pyro Classic Fires, mid-stage split point.
As Taylor comes through the windy section there and cutting the apexes absolutely perfectly. 8:42, that's the split time, that is the time to beat, that's the benchmark.
He looks so smooth. Jeff Argyle on the start line now. 5th place, however, he is within striking distance of Graham Featherston.
Yeah, Jeff 16 seconds behind Graham Featherston, so he's going to put his foot hard down. He's been going quicker and quicker. He's starting to get used to these new done-up tyres, and Argyle very, very familiar with this stage. Expect to charge through here.
Graham Featherston is next. What does he do? Defend to keep Argyle at bay or take the risk to catch Neil Marshall? Patrick Malley now within range of the Pyro Classic Fires splits.
Well, you can see there at the split, he's +4, so he's 4 seconds slower than Taylor. Here comes Taylor coming towards the end of the stage.
12:34 is Taylor's time.
Stu, coming into the stage, you had a 4-second lead over Patrick, so what do you think?
Not too confident at this stage. We had quite a challenge in there. I mean, we're back in the car for the first time for a long time. It's a really twisty stage, and unfortunately we had a bit of car stick issue in there and dropped the notes for a while.
Neil Marshall now at the mid-stage split. Look at these misty conditions. Very, very wet. 8:43. He's just down by 1 second. Patrick Malley closing in on the power stage finish. A time of 12:29 will put him in the rally lead. 12:46. He's well down.
Patrick, a bit of a problem in there.
Yeah, sequential gearboxes are great when you've got all 5 gears, but you've only got one. They're just as useless as any other gearbox, unfortunately.
What gear?
Just 3rd, yeah.
So problems there for Malley. On board with Jeff Argyle. He knows this stage well.
Well, this is a tight, windy section as he's running down towards the split point. This will be interesting to see what Argyle's doing through here, because this is his opportunity to get Graham Featherston into 4th place and get some valuable points. As Argyle, he's coming down to the split mark now. What can he do?
Still tricky conditions. He's 6 seconds down on Taylor.
Now at the end of stage 5 here, and still 3rd overall. Feathers is still behind you by 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah, no, we'll just do what we can. Like, I'm a little bit rusty, but we're giving it a good nudge. So I just really want to take the car home, but yeah, we're still trying at the same time.
Graham Featherston, he will know Jeff Argyle will be on a push in here.
Well, he's down, +14. He's way down on Jeff Argyle. So what can Argyle do now? Can he put the foot down? 12:28, 12:29.
Current Rally Extreme champ looking good here.
Well, 12:34, that's Taylor's time as he's coming up towards the finish, so he's down a bit, Jamie. There's the red board.
12:42, 8 seconds down on Taylor.
Jeff, through the power stage, I mean, you're running a little bit down in terms of overall, but give it a push.
Yeah, we've been grooving tyres and things, experimenting with a new brand of tyres, and we're coming right to what we were. The stage before, we were only about a third of a second down on the Taylor car, so we're getting closer back to where we should be.
Graham Featherston's stage time was 13 minutes flat, so Argyle is now 4th. Matt Jensen currently 9th. However, disaster struck the Evo 8 driver in the penultimate stage, the Evo losing a wheel and forcing him to withdraw. Carl Davies is still going well, holding down 8th place overall. And with Jensen's retirement, this moves Philip Broadbent up into 9th place overall, now inside the top 10.
So again, the trick in this rally is just stay on the road because he's just moved himself up throughout the day.
So after special stage 5, Stuart Taylor holds a 16-second advantage over Patrick Malley with Neil Marshall in 3rd. It's close between Jeff Argyle and Graham Featherston, just 2 seconds between them. Every round of the Total Lubricants LJ Hooker Rally Xtreme features a particular class for a bonus cash prize in the Pyro Classic Power Stage. For this event, it's the pre-2000 four-wheel drive class as young Tyler Radovan tackles the stage. Daniel Alexander next through in the Subaru Impreza, his time 14:05. Returning back to rallying after a long break is Rex Visible in his Subaru Impreza. He stops the clock at 14 flat. Jonathan Walker now into the Pyro Classic Fires Power Stage at the split point. He stops the clock at 9:08. Quinton Palmer next on the line to enter the stage in his Mitsubishi Evo 5. Favourite for the pre-2000 four-wheel drive power stage would have to be Nigel Adams, rejoining the event after his earlier problems.
Well, Nigel Adams can't do anything about the overall result, but he can get into this Pyro Classic Fires power stage and fire it in as he just has then. What a beautiful way to take that corner. So it's Nigel Adams. He'll be the favourite to win this. A little bit wiggly there on the tarmac, but he's away.
Palmer now approaching the splits. Look at these slippery conditions. He's 10 seconds quicker than Walker. Lee Robson on the start line, and with his current form, he could have a chance to topple Adams and win this. Jonathan Walker, 13:20, that's the benchmark.
Jonathan, first one through the power stage, and you've got a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's not too bad. We've had a couple of problems with the rear diff at the moment, so we'll see how it stacks up.
Nigel Adams closing in.
Well, Adams coming down to the split. Look at that, minus 19. He's 19 seconds quicker than Walker, 9 seconds faster than Palmer.
Clinton Cunningham, the last driver to enter the Pyro Classic Fires power stage. And by the way he's been driving today, he could also have a shot at Nigel Adams.
No, he's got a big chance through here. He's been very, very impressive today. And just have a look at this driving style already. He's showing some commitment as he's coming down the hill here. A little bit of understeer, but he's got his foot hard down. Well, we're expecting a good time from you, Clinton, in here if you keep doing that.
Lee Robson approaching the stage split. What can he do?
This will be interesting. Minus 14, so he's almost up on the same pace as Adams. 5 seconds down on him.
Quinton Palmer, quickest so far.
Quinton, you're through the stage. You're the fastest so far, but Nigel Adams and Lee Robson, Clinton Cunningham still got to come.
Yeah, well, I felt better in that stage. It was quite good. I felt, yeah, pretty good actually, so we'll be interested to see.
On board with Clinton Cunningham. He's looking pretty racy here, Roger.
Yes, he certainly is. He's been driving very well today. What can he do here? Minus 12, so therefore he's on the same pace as Robson. Bit down on Adams, though, at the moment.
Nigel Adams now closing in on the Pyro Classic Fire stage finish. 12:44, quickest by a long way.
Well, a good effort here by Nigel Adams, but these roads, there's slippery conditions at the moment.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty slippery in there, though. We're pretty happy with the time, though. So, yeah, we'll just keep trucking on and see how we go.
Bit of a smell of gearbox oil down here.
Yeah, we sort of, after stage 2, we broke down and then had to change the transfer box. So it puts us out for the rally, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Lee, how was it through that power stage for you?
Oh, just majorly slippy, and I just couldn't get the car to bite, so we just did the best with what we had, and it was one of those stages that you just had to get through. So unfortunately we couldn't push like we would have liked to, but we still had fun.
Lee Robson's 13.00 is second quickest. On board now with Clinton Cunningham, 12.44 the time to beat, 12.53, a good effort but not enough.
Quinton, you've just beaten your teammate Lee through there.
Woohoo!
He won't be happy with that, will he?
No, he won't be. He won't be. But yeah, we've been talking about it through the day and swapping punches. So no, it's good. Still 2 more stages to go though.
So the results for the Pyro Classic Fires power stage: Nigel Adams with the victory, 12.44 ahead of Clinton Cunningham, with Lee Robson completing the top 3. On to the class wrap-up. Power stage sponsor and local driver Rick Chalmers in the Pyro Classic Fires. Honda Civic drove flat out all day with total commitment. This rewarded him with top points and a win in Club 2-wheel drive. Tyson Jemmett tried hard to keep up with Chalmers, however he had to settle for second in Club 2-wheel drive. Still a fantastic effort. In Thames Valley's Graham Eagles, in his very first rally, came away with the ultimate result, a win in Club 4-wheel drive in his Subaru Legacy. And fellow Subaru driver Alan Smith got this year's Rally Xtreme campaign off to a fantastic start, second overall in Club 4-wheel drive. Anthony Jones impressed on his first ever Rally Xtreme event. The Ford Escort driver thrilled the spectators with his driving style, and this gave him top honours in open 2-wheel drive. McRae Sloper also in his first Rally Xtreme event, second in open 2-wheel drive. Sean Terry, another driver on Rally Xtreme debuts, brought his Subaru Impreza home in 20th place. So Clinton Cunningham taking out pre-2000 4-wheel drive, Anthony Jones open 2-wheel drive, Graham Eagles Club 4-wheel drive, Rick Chalmers Club 2-wheel drive. With 2 short stages to go, Patrick Malley's mechanics are working frantically on the Peugeot's gearbox to get him back into the rally. No problems though for Stuart Taylor in this short penultimate tarmac stage. He stops the clock at 5.07. It's looking good for Taylor.
Well, he goes over the line 5.07, and I'll tell you what, he'll be pretty happy, man, because this looks like he's going to make it 3 in a row. Stu, you've done it again, basically one little short one to go, and we were here this time last year, and it's really yours.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, we didn't know how this weekend was going to go. It's been 12 months since we've been in the car, but this is fantastic. We've had a really good day, and although we've had a little rustiness in trying to get our teamwork back together, we've come through. It's been great.
Patrick Malley kept you honest almost towards the end there.
Oh, no, yeah, throughout the day. Yeah, we've been swapping the lead, and it's been really exciting. I've had to really lift my game and push just to keep up with them.
And Malley did get going again, holds on to second place.
Patrick, you've got the car here basically to the end through this little short stage, but the crew had to work hard.
Yeah, they did. We managed to find a rock just jammed in the linkage in the gearbox, which is causing some of the problems, but we've only got 3rd and 5th. Saying that, 5th is better than just 3rd, so we're happy to get through the stage, and hopefully we can get to the end and stay in 2nd place.
And a fantastic result for Neil Marshall, 3rd overall.
Neil, congratulations. One little short one to go, but it looks like, although we don't know what Feathers is doing at the moment, but it looks like 3rd is yours. So that's 3rd in a row for Rally Xtreme. Remember Pi here last year?
Well, it is too, actually. I didn't actually think of that, but yeah, no, we've had a pretty good day out, actually. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, hopefully I don't do anything silly on the last little 1K, but yeah, no, it's been a good day.
And Graham Featherston's back into 4th after the tarmac.
Graham, looks like Neil Marshall's got up into 3rd, so it looks like you'll have to settle for 4th.
No, I'm stoked with that, actually. Yep, after all the mishaps, a few mishaps I've had today, I'm pretty stoked with that, yep.
On board with Clinton Cunningham as he tackles the final publicity stage. What a drive from the RCK driver today. 6th overall and the winner of the pre-2000 4-wheel drive class.
Yes, outstanding drive. Well done, Clinton Cunningham.
The race is still on for 4th overall. Graham Featherston holds a slim 6-second margin over Jeff Argyle.
Yes, and Graham Featherston, he's actually on tarmac tyres through here, and that's why Argyle's a little bit slower on the tarmac section. Let's see if it evens up as Featherston makes his way to the finish here, and the time 1:04.
Now with Jeff Argyle, and it's been a trying day for the defending series champ. However, he can move up to 4th.
Yes, he certainly can. He's on the gravel tyres, so this will suit him as opposed to Featherston. So he's really got to put his foot down and push through this little stage. It can be tricky through here because if you get one little thing wrong, you go bouncing off those trees, as you can see there. So Argyle, he's getting through this little section here. He'll be onto a straight into the final corner. If he can do it in 58 seconds, he's into 4th. No, 59, he stays in 5th.
Another good drive from Neil Marshall. 3rd overall for the Taranaki driver. Patrick Malley would have to be happy with his car's fantastic debut. He nearly made it to the top spot.
And Jamie, this is just something new that the spectators can look at. What a car.
Fantastic looking car, as I said, what a great debut. But Stuart Taylor, no problems for him and co-driver Warwick Searle. Winners 3 in a row here at the Hawke's Bay Rally. Round 1, the Total Lubricants LJ Hooker Rally Xtreme.
Yes, and he's still unbeaten. He's done 5 Rally Xtreme rounds and still unbeaten so far in Rally Xtreme. Well done, Stuart Taylor and Warwick Searle.
So overall results, Stuart Taylor takes the overall rally victory from Patrick Malley, with Neil Marshall, Graham Featherston, Jeff Argyle and Clinton Cunningham completing the top 6. And confirming the class results, Clinton Cunningham, Anthony Jones, Graham Eagles and Rick Chalmers taking their respective class victories. And on to the points, Stuart Taylor leads heading into round number 293, Patrick Malley on 84, Neil Marshall on 82 points heading to the second round of the championship. And the Brian Green driver of the day, it's Tyler Radovan. Jonathan Walker, also in a Mitsubishi Evo 4, was the first junior driver in the Te Rapa Automotive and Dyno junior category, 10th overall. As the victors share the spoils, we'll now focus our attention to round 2 of the series in the Wairarapa. See you there.